joining us today, but we want to get this party started. Of course, it is Sunday, June the 5th, 2022. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We got a great card of games today. We got the NBA Finals. We've got the NHL Eastern Conference Finals and 15 Major League Baseball games. And a lot of teams, more than half the teams, have tomorrow off. So it'd be interesting to see the way they handle the rosters today. A little bit different situation when you know you have tomorrow off. So, yeah, pretty exciting stuff. And Chris, last night in the NHL, looked like Edmonton got off to the fast start. From what I saw, it was 1-0. I checked the score, and then I looked again. It was 3-2 and then 4-2 the other way. Is it all over but the crying for Connor McDavid and the Oilers?
I hate to say it, but I think so. I mean, that game just was sort of a summary. The Edmonton Oilers delivered, the first shot within a minute of the game, and Colorado just did not back down. I will give, I'll give the Oilers credit for being in that game for as long as they were and for battling hard for Game 3. But just think that, I think that the Avalanche just have their number. It's just one of those things where you delivered your best shot and it still wasn't good enough. So, I think. The Oilers not only on the brink in their own rink, they're going to be going home, I think, in the next one.
We said that, yesterday it was just a matter of the Oilers, not necessarily being a bad team or, anything like that, but it was more about the Avalanche just being the better team and the Oilers having no answers. So, the Oilers generally, we talked, about this a lot in other sports too, about the been there, done that, have experience and all that other stuff. So for the Oilers, it's not the end of the world, but certainly not the way you want to go out. So it'll be interesting to see if they have anything in the tank for the next one. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that game pretty much ended up the same way me and Chris thought it would go. We got the Colorado Avalanche, and I was glad to see it stay under the total. I thought they'd put their foot on the necks, and that's what happened. We'll see what happens in Game 4 if Edmonton Oilers can steal a game at home, at least make it semi-respectable.
We got Al Ninos with us as well here, so we're going to bring him in just a half a second. Just want to get it together. It's hard when it's difficult when
the pop-in.
Yeah, the pop-in makes it difficult. People are late. But we will get him here in just a half a second, just rearranging some things.
Yeah, we missed him yesterday, I think.
We did miss him.
We didn't have anybody no balls to bust yesterday.
Oh, there was balls to bust. There's always balls to bust. Let's see, one more. It's a second. We'll have Al here with us. And so, Al, we had, NHL winding it down. What are your thoughts on last night's game with the Avalanche?
Well, at the start of this series, I thought there was a ton of value on the Oilers. I mean, they're a very talented team. Just think that the Avalanche and they've proven that, I guess, they're just a more complete team. And starting from the goaltending especially, I mean, that's been the Oilers' biggest issue all season long. And I think you might give them the edge on defense as well. Both teams have great offenses, but, it takes defense to win these games too.
All right, I think you got a mic issue there, so it sounds like you're either not plugged in and you're talking through your computer, or you have a setting that's off, but you could work on that while we move into the next set of stuff. Looks like we have another guest here that I'm sure would love to talk about about last night's game and what to see going forward. So hang on just a sec. And we bring in.
All right. That should sound better now.
All right, we've got Rod here with us. Rod, good morning. How are you?
Morning.
I know you were.
I'm all right, I guess.
You know you were excited for the series, but right now it looks bleak. But there's that learning experience. You were a fan. We've talked about it many times on the shows. You were a fan of the Oilers, for forever. This isn't a bandwagon team for you. This is your team. We know that.
This is my
And
team, yeah.
This is your team, and it's like, you know, you might love to jump on a good bandwagon as much as the next guy, but these are your guys, right? These are like, when push comes to shove, and it's like, of all sports, right? This is your one team.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen these guys in a big series get swept before, and then we all saw what happened after that.
Oh, yeah.
It was a dynasty. You were excited when the trades were made to build the team that they have now, and you saw the future. You know, you were very excited. You were a little let down that it didn't happen faster, it didn't happen immediately. But are you happy, even though they don't have what it takes to run with these guys? I mean, they're not coming back.
No.
They're not coming
exactly,
back.
Right?
They're not coming
they're
back.
missing a few pieces.
But are you
I
happy
don't
where
see
you're at? Are you happy where you're at?
I'm happy where they had a good season, right? They had a good season. Nobody expected them to be right where they are, and they and to win 2 rounds, not with the goalies they had. Everybody was predicting Smith, and they figured Calgary was going to run right over the Oilers with who they had in net. They figured Markstrom was going to stand on his head, and
they whipped Calgary's ass.
Win that series,
and that's like a personal thing. I mean, that's they do not like each other.
There was no chance.
There was no.
Yeah, exactly. So. I hope there's always hope. They're not dead yet, but they need a win, and it starts with game 4. They need a win, and it was close off a post, goes back the other way, and they get a goal. You need your goalie, and Smith. And I really hope they put Koskinen and give him a shot game 4.
Well, we look at tonight's matchups, and you know, Chris, we head to Tampa, where the Lightning, you know, the defending champs, the guys who have been there, done that, they're in trouble. You know, this is a must-win for them. You know, you can't, after getting swept on the road, you know, not necessarily swept, but losing both road games, you can't go back home and go down 3-0, because even if you win the next game, you still got to go back to a place where these guys haven't lost in a long time. And anyone that's ever been to a Rangers game at Madison Square Garden can understand exactly why that is, you know, because it is just a super tough building to begin with. But, Chris, Lightning, you know, do they come out tonight in 7-1 statement? Is that what we're looking at here? To me, it's like, as a non-hockey fan, as not a thing, I say 7-1 Lightning tonight.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, this is Amalie Arena is going to be rocking, because you want to get behind the Lightning, and like you said, you don't want to go down 3-0, because like you said, even if you win game 4, you still got to go back to MSG, where the Rangers have just been rock solid in the postseason. I think it's going to be a close game again. The Rangers haven't been caught on the flat foot in a while, and I think it's going to be a 1-goal game if the Rangers don't win it outright and take it to a 3-0 series lead. So I'm going to go with the Rangers plus 1.5 here. I think we've got another really, really good game going on today in Tampa Bay.
Awesome. Well, we have a few other guys with us here now, and we're going to bring them in as well. Got to just move these names around in a hurry, get everybody in the right spot. And we kind of went on time today, threw everybody off a little bit. I understand that. So let's see. We've got this one and that one lined up perfectly. And all right, we're ready. So Jovan is with us, and Big Al. Jovan does not do hockey. He's like me, but we'll just chime in anyway. And Al, any thoughts here about tonight's these NHL series so far? Only 2 teams have won games in these conference finals, so out of 4. So
yeah, I mean, unless I'm wrong, it's not actually a night game. I believe it goes off at 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's how much I know about hockey.
No, that's okay. It's we're so used to the finals going off at night. Well, I guess it's not. It's not the NHL final, so that's why. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 3 p.m. game. But I think one thing that's not getting a lot of attention is the fact that the Rangers are 5-0 this season versus Tampa. I had my NHL game of the year in game 1 on the Rangers over Tampa. I've just not been buying into this narrative that Tampa Bay is this great team this year. I mean, yes, they won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row, and I thought they were a great team those years, but they weren't as good, in my opinion, this season as the Rangers, the Hurricanes, the Maple Leafs. Yes, they beat the Maple Leafs, but that was about an even a series as you can have. But for the 2 high sticking penalties in game 6, I don't think they would have gotten by Toronto. And then yeah, they beat Florida, which I thought was a great team this year, but the President's Cup trophy team generally loses in the playoffs. So the only surprise there that it was 4-0, not the fact that Tampa Bay actually beat Florida. So, I think Tampa Bay is a really good team, but the Rangers are a really good team too. And I just don't think the Rangers have been getting their due at all this season. I mean, the Rangers beat Pittsburgh wasn't a great team, but the Rangers did something really impressive by coming back from a 3-1 deficit. And then they beat the Hurricanes in the Game 7 on the road when Carolina was an amazing home team all season. So, the Rangers are 5-0 this season versus Tampa. No one's talking about it.
Rod, we excited that Tampa Bay Lightning can go suck it, or you think they come roaring back here? What do you think? I always say they can go suck it. Ever since the bubble year when they said, we don't want to play the rest of the season, it was like they were the one team that was like, we don't want to play. It's like.
Right. So I think Tampa can go suck it. I got this Rangers banner up here for a reason. I think they get there. So I think they put the boots to Tampa again and put their backs up against the wall, just like the Avalanche did to the Oilers. I think the Rangers do it here too. Give me the Rangers again. Just like Al said, they haven't lost to Tampa yet this season. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Give me the Rangers. I'll take the Rangers on the money line. I think they beat them outright. I'm not need no goal and a half. give me the money line. They win them. Beat Tampa. Time for a changing of the guard here in the NHL.
All right, well, let's go to our promos real quick. Big Al, what do you got going on today?
I've got USFL to lead things off. I've got my USFL game of the week. It goes off at 12 noon, so folks shouldn't sleep on that. Going for our fifth USFL winner out of the last 6. I've got one playing baseball, I've got one playing hockey, and I've got sign and total winners in the NBA.
Jovan? He's frozen up. Come back to him, Rod.
For me, I got my $15 bookie buster. We dropped it yesterday. The Reds blew it late. So we got another one going on there today. You can pick that up over at Pick Dogs Premium. I also got my NBA blank check going today in the NBA Finals game. Absolutely love that one. You can get it on over at Pick Dogs Premium. Or I got 2 MLB and the NBA blank check in a package for you. You can get all 3 of those in one package over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go check it out.
Al Ninos.
3-pack in the MLB, 3-pack with my best bet in each sport, and got them all individually as well if you're just looking for one bet.
How about you, Brian?
I'm trying for winning day number 4 of the last 5. If you want my best bet, you can get my NBA Titanium selection at a special price at pickdogs.com, premium picks, or my 3-pack, my Sunday Pound Zone for $50. 1 MLB, 1 NBA, 1 NHL all together and getting along for $50.
All right, Jovan is back. Jovan, what do you got going on today?
Yeah, I currently have a 3-pack in the NBA Finals Game 2. I will have a 5-pack though. Once a couple things get situated. So,
Brian, you did your pound zone, all that other stuff?
Yep, yeah, pound.
Chris?
Well, for me, I got my my MLB triple play off of an easy winner yesterday with the Twins and Jays over. Hoping to make it 4-1 in the month of June. I got that for $15, and I got my MLB triple play as well. The pickoff play not included in the triple play. So if you want all of them, you can get them both, or hop on something long term for best value.
All right, I got my $15 big play today. I have a MLB 3-pack, and I got a pick in tonight's NBA game. I also have some bonus picks for those people with long-term subscriptions. Not my best day yesterday, but I did win my big play 3 in a row on that. I think we're hitting about 75 to 80% on those big plays. So either they're going to keep rolling or you guys will have some good picks to fade. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the ride while we have it. I just want to say something today that's a little bit different. I'm going to cut these guys out for a second and just talk by myself. And that's just what I'm going to do. And that's okay. We'll come back to them in just a second. But I just want to tell everybody that today is my 18th year of sobriety. And it was a life-changing thing for me. And, it's something that I don't talk about a hell of a lot. And I try and be as anonymous as I can. But I just want to tell everyone that I was about as low as you could possibly get. And you guys know I'm far from perfect. And my life is far from perfect. But It is a lot better than it was when I didn't even want to have a life at all. And I just want to, thank everyone that has supported me along the way for all of these years. And for those that have inspired me to be better, whether it's by being better yourself or, showing me the wrong way and what I don't want to be. And you guys know I'm pretty vocal about who those people are as well. And I just want to say that if you have a problem or you think you have a problem, there's hope, man. There is hope. Look at me. It's like I have a good life, man. And it's like I had no hope. So there's definitely hope for everybody out there, and you just got to find it. And you just got to want it. You have to really, really want it. You got to do the work. It's like it's not just going to happen for you. Relapse is not part of recovery. It's not something to be like, oh, whatever. You gotta stay it, man. You gotta be tough, and you guys know I'm tough. It's like I'm sometimes I'm not even fair and tough. Sometimes I'm just tough, right? But it's like you got to be that way if you want it. And if you know someone else that has a problem, be supportive, but pushing them into recovery or something like that is not going to work because they have to want it. So I wanted to say that. Thank you guys for being part of my sobriety, and I appreciate it. It is the biggest accomplishment of my life, and nothing even compares to it. So thanks, everybody. Anyways. There we go. I said it. I feel good. Anyways, go to Major League Baseball. We've got the Yankees and the Tigers. We've got the Phillies and the Angels, and the Orioles against the Guardians. Chris.
Yeah, I'm looking at that over in that Tigers and Yankees game. For me, Jordan Montgomery, a guy that's either slightly undervalued or wildly overvalued. I think at minus 330 today. It's definitely the latter. But I think that the Yankees can get to Ronnie Garcia, but I expect the Tigers to respond in kind against Montgomery and get us over that total of 8. So I like the Tigers, Yankees over. And I like the over between the Baltimore Orioles and Cleveland Guardians. Zach has struggled for much of the season, but he's got a solid offense behind him. I do expect the Orioles to get some off of Plesac there. And I don't love it, but until the Angels show signs of life, I kind of got to go the other way, even with Kyle Gibson. Patrick Sandoval could be a guy to stop that, but not sure I'm seeing it today. So give me the Phillies in a lean.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to agree pretty much with Rufo here. I'm going to take the Tigers and Yankees over the number. You haven't seen the Tigers. I don't know if they've scored a run yet on the Yankees, but I think today they get a couple off of Montgomery, and the Yankees bats, I think they stay hot and get enough to get us over that total of 8. Angels, Phillies, Angels losers the 10th straight. I think this is get out of town day for the Angels. I'm going to take Kyle Gibson here at the light number. He's usually good for about 6 innings, gives up about 3 runs. I'm going to take the Phillies on the money line.
El Niños.
Yeah. I strongly agree with over in the Yankees-Tigers game. I can see the over in the Indians-Orioles game as well. And I think the Angels have to turn this around sooner or later. And why not against Kyle Gibson? So I'll take a shot with the Angels here.
Rod.
And for me, I'm going to go the other way. I like the under in the Detroit and Yankees games. You look, Montgomery's 9-0. His last 9 starts of Game 3 of a series to the under. He's also 6-0 in the last 6 Sunday games to that under. We got a nice under yesterday. I don't see Detroit adding too many runs to this thing. I'm going to take the under. The Yankees 5-0 to the end of their last 5 when their opponent scores 2 runs or less in the previous game. Detroit is also 5-0-1 to that under in the last 6 road games. So I'm going to take the under here. Yankees and Detroit. And yeah, I'm going to take the Phillies as well until the Angels show something. They're looking like the Angels we've seen who aren't doing anything. Poke them with a stick. They look done. Give me the Phillies or the Angels in that one.
Is it 10 in a row or 11 in a row they've lost?
10 in a row, I think. 0-10 the last 10. Or is it 11? It might be 11.
Could be. It's
10.
10. They've gone from 10 games over 500 to 500, so they're still in it. I mean, they're not. They're far from eliminated, but that hurts. Jovan?
Yeah, I said it yesterday. You continue to fade the Angels until they could prove they could win, basically. So you found a losing team, just like you find a winning team on these streaks, and you pound it. It's a reasonable price, not laying too much juice. Roll with it. And I'm just scared about that. How that Yankees 8.5 went to drop to 8. So I don't know why it's that low with these two pitchers on the mound. So I'm just going to stay away from that. Otherwise, I would hammer that also.
Big out.
Well, I guess I will side with Al Ninos in the Phillies Angels game. I'm never afraid to go with a team on a 10-game losing streak, so I'll take the Angels at even money here against the Phillies. Kyle Gibson's had no success in his career versus Anaheim, 3-5 with a 5.72 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP in his last 2 starts versus Anaheim. He's given up 12 runs in 9 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 20 base runners in those 2 games, so that doesn't bode well for Philadelphia here. I'll take Anaheim. I don't really have an opinion on the Yankees-Tigers game and or the Orioles game as well. I don't even see a listed pitcher for Baltimore, so maybe my information's stale, but I don't even know who's starting for them.
Yeah, I would say that the Phillies and Angels are just killing my strategy of just fading the Phillies every single game. They, I don't know what Joe Madden's doing over there, but it's not good. And I always thought that the difference between the Phillies and the Angels was him. That he was the better manager, because these are 2 teams that are super similar. No real frontline pitching, that really is anything to speak of. A bunch of really high-paid bats in the middle of the lineup, and really just absolutely nothing to show for it. I mean, the Phillies, one of the 3 worst teams in all of baseball, and then you have the Angels, who are, just trying to join that club. But I think that any way you slice it, Kyle Gibson, nothing ruins a guy's career more than, he probably heard the trade rumors when he was in Texas, and that's why he had the 2 bad starts before he went to Philadelphia. Then he went to Philly, and he just saw the whole thing go right down the tubes. And, I got to go with the Angels here. Patrick Sandoval. Maybe they need Chris. Who's the guy they need the pitcher for the Angels?
Quintana?
No, it's the guy that we love. What's his name again?
Berea?
Yes, not Berea. Maybe they need a little Berea to get the ball rolling here, but whatever they're doing, not working. We got the Pirates taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. You want to talk about guys that I don't know how they have a job. Mark Melancon, once again. I had the Pirates yesterday. I was dead in the water. It was so bad I went to Whole Foods, and I had to watch it on the iPad live in Whole Foods, watching the game on the MLB TV. With the sound. Not popular. Not popular thing to do, but I did it. Anyways. At least I won one. Then you got Devin Smeltzer taking on Kevin Gausman in Toronto. And got Lucas Giolito and Ryan Yarbrough as the Rays take on the White Sox. Chris, what do you think of these 3?
Yeah, for the Jays game, I'm gonna go with the under in that game. I know the Jays have been over machines as of late, but Gausman's been pitching well, and Devin Smeltzer, some solid numbers for a bit of a smaller sample size. So I'm gonna go with the under 8 in that one. And sorry, my audio was cutting out. Did you say the Nationals Reds in this?
No, I didn't. It's the Pirates Diamondbacks, Blue Jays Twins, Rays White Sox.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, and I like the under in that Diamondbacks and Pirates matchup as well. I think Zach Allen has another gem, and I think this could just end up being a lower scoring game regardless of the pitching matchup. So give me the under 8 in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, maybe I'm getting suckered into this one, but I can't resist taking the Minnesota Twins at +1.5. Smeltzer's been pretty solid in at least a half dozen starts or so. It doesn't go deep, but Gausman's been terrific. But I think at this price, you got to take the Twins plus the 1.5. And Arizona and Pittsburgh, I think the Pirates have won 6 of their last 10. Zach Thompson hasn't been the same with the Pirates, and Gallen's my guy, but I just think he's slightly overpriced here at -150 to -160. I'll take the Pirates at home plus money dogs.
El Nino's 3 games in. We haven't heard a -1 yet. You see one in this group?
Yeah, you could go Diamondbacks -1. Why not?
Well,
I mean-
because these teams both playing pretty tight games. Those two.
Yeah, it's right there. You can, I wouldn't go
Are they
money
going to
line,
score
but-
more than 3 runs in the whole game? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you got Zach Thompson. They can get the -1 off him. I wanted to go Gausman -1, but I think all the value here is on the Twins. Smeltzer's been pitching well. The Twins have some good guys in their lineup, hit the ball well. So I think there's plenty of value on the Twins today.
Rod?
And
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
I think White Sox big pitch and edge today. So I think they get it done. Good price on the White Sox today.
I like the over in that White Sox game. Rashad put in a super chat asking for someone's opinion on the total. I like the over in that one. I don't think anyone's got a pitching edge there. These are two pitchers that could blow up at any given moment. Rod, what do you think of these?
Oh yeah,
three?
exactly right.
Yarbrough's more likely to, I think. But yes, you're right.
But I'm gonna take the White Sox. I'm gonna take the White Sox over Tampa Bay. The White Sox got the win yesterday, and you look road underdogs off of a win or hitting 60% this over the last 180 days in the MLB. So I'm gonna take the White Sox here. I think they got a win yesterday. They bounced back and get a nice win here. So give me the White Sox or the Rays and that one. And Arizona, I think Arizona. Zach Allen's way better pitcher. He holds down the Pirates, and Arizona gets some runs. I don't need the -1. Give me -1.5. I think they easily win by 2 or 3 over the Pirates in this one. Zach Allen's a way better pitcher. And you look at the Diamondbacks; they're 17-7 to that run line on the road this season. So maybe the Diamondbacks -1.5 in that one.
Jovan?
Yeah, I like the White Sox. I like Lucas Giolito to bounce back from his miserable performance in his last game. You know, gave up 6 in 4 innings. So I expect him to bounce back. You know, they got me on the 3-teamer that I put out on the show. I thought I had one, but you know, they came back and got 3 runs late. So they'll get their second win. They should get their second win, second straight win. So I'll rock with them.
Big Al?
Oh, going back to that Baltimore-Cleveland game, I just saw it came across the wire just now. Baltimore put Kramer in the box, so he'll start for the Orioles. I guess I would take Tampa here with Yarbrough against Giolito. Tampa yesterday got 2 runs on 4 hits, but they're 24-9 their last 33 after getting less than 5 hits in the game. They're 54-28 in day games. Chicago, one of the more disappointing teams this season. I think they're like something like 58 runs. You know, they've scored 58 runs less than their opponents this year, which is crazy for a team that was projected to win its division. So I'll take Tampa in a pick'em game. I like Gausman here. I think it's sort of, you know, I hate the term sucker bet, but I think it's sort of a sucker bet to take Smeltzer with his terrific ERA, you know, getting +195. So I'll take Toronto -215, 64-35 plus 19.3 net games in day games. Minnesota doesn't do well in the daytime, 56-63 -21.5 net games. Gausman in the daytime, 16-4. Yeah, give me Toronto there.
Is there a variable for dome stadiums, day games, or just because you would think outside in the day game would be a different game than inside? No.
I don't know. I mean, that's a very.
Or is
good
it just,
question.
you know, I mean, I don't know.
It's, you know, day, night, you know.
Only Josiah Gray. It only matters for Josiah Gray. Anyways, we're joined by Mills Young, who hammer-fisted the books yesterday, 4-0 in his MMA picks. Absolutely crushed them. Mills, we are just catching up here. We are on the, do you know where we are? We're on the.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So what do you think of these?
Locked and loaded, ready to go.
All
Talking
right.
about that, I appreciate everybody checking us out this early morning. You know, you guys could be doing anything, but you're right here with us. I got the Arizona Diamondbacks in that one, though, man. I'm going with Zach Gallen in that one. I'm liking what he's doing with his Ks this year. Last year, pretty much took a step back, but this year he's on fire right now. Hitting his K prop at a ratio of pretty much a 75% clip that I like. That next game that I'm going to be looking at, Smeltzer with the Twins and the Blue Jays, I think it's a little bit overpriced for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have been hot as of late. I actually lean to the under in that one. And then that White Sox and Rays game, I'm kind of like you guys. I like the under with Chris, and I look for Giolito to hit his K prop as well in that game. So I lean the White Sox under. I lean Arizona Diamondbacks. And then if you had to twist my arm, I'm going to take the Twins and take the plus money and run.
This is the largest group we've ever had on this show. So breaking the internet here with free picks and premium handicappers. This is awesome stuff. Yeah, pretty much the all-star team going on here. But I'm kind of like, I just think, I'm a Yerfy guy, but I can see a few Nerfies here, except for that White Sox Tampa game, which I see the over, and I like the yes runs first inning in that thing. Giolito, certainly if he can be had, it's usually early, so I like that. And I think Kevin Gausman, not necessarily an early hit guy. He's more like he starts to fall apart in the second or third inning. There's no way I'm betting minus 210 on Kevin Gausman. I don't care if it's night, day, or whatever. Unless they're playing the Phillies, I don't see it. Or the Dodgers. I don't see these kind of odds. But, that's why Al is the 20-time number one handicapper, and I'm just some guy facilitating the show. Anyways, you've got the Reds and the Nationals. Man, the Reds, Bell, another mismanagement yesterday. I mean, just pathetic. We've got the Marlins and the Giants. And we've got the Brewers and the Padres. Let's start with Rod.
Pardon me there. Just like you said, yeah, the Reds blew it yesterday. He had a nice grand slam, and I was all excited and dancing around and doing myself some high five slapping. And, and then I turned around and looked, and it was like, oh, blow it. Just blew it awful. So, I mean, that one, the total went up to 9.5. And you know what? I think Castillo's been pitching not too bad. But I back in the Cincinnati Reds. Give me the Nationals here. Game, same thing. That same angle that I said earlier. You look at the road dogs off of a win are hitting the next game at over 60%. So I'll take a shot here with the Nationals. Reds are dead to me. They're awful. Just awful. So I don't like that one. And that same angle, I like the San Diego Padres here over the Brewers. I know Eric Lauer has been pitching lights out to start the season. Clevenger, not so bad. I think he holds him in there. And San Diego's won the last 2 games here. So give me the Padres here over the Brewers. And what's going to be a close, tight pitchers duel. I like the under as well in that one. So give me the Padres and the Nationals.
Jovan?
Yeah, so price is steep. It got real steep, but I like Luis Castillo in the Cincinnati Reds in this one. Patrick Corbin 1-8, and I just I'm fading them. It's just basically as simple as that. Now the price, I gotta take a run on a run line, or else I'm not taking them at all. I can't take them on the money line, not at that price. So it's either run line or nothing. And I could agree on the Padres. Good plus money. Mike Clevenger, he's coming along nicely. This will be his 3rd start, and I think he should have a quality start in this one against the Brewers.
Big Al.
Oh, I like Eric Lauer and I like Jacob Junis in the Milwaukee and San Francisco games. Both pitchers, Lauer and Junis, have much better records in their careers, much better ERAs in the daytime than in nighttime. San Diego, pretty poor versus winning teams. I think 15-31 or 16-31 their last 46 or 47 games. So both games for me are reasonably priced. I'll take San Francisco minus $1.16 and Milwaukee minus $1.26.
Mills.
All right, starting with that Reds game, I kind of agree. Luis Castillo's coming off a good game. He's actually getting his trading market value up right now. Hopefully he comes over to the Braves or something like that. Definitely needs some arms over there. In the next game, that Giants and Marlins game, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who the pitcher is for the Marlins. I think he just got called up. So I don't really have too much information on that game. And the Giants pitcher, I'm not really a fan of that guy either, Eunice as well. But one game I do like. I like the under in that Padres and Brewers game. If you look at the last two games, the Brewers have yet to get on the scoreboard. Also, both of those games was poised for the under, except for the first game. It was at 6.5 and it ended at 7. Damn it, lost it by the hook. So give me the Padres right there and give me the under in that game as well.
El Niños.
Yeah, the Giants probably should have been a premium play. Like the pitching matchup there. I like the Brewers to turn things around. They've lost 2 in a row in the series, but Lauer's been pitching well this season. And yeah, Jovan said -1.5 or nothing, but I think we got another option. I think we got the -1 here for the Reds, and I kind of like the over a little bit too with Corbin starting there.
Brian, you like that -1?
No, I'm going to man up here. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds -2.5 here at +174. Patrick Corbin, I'm not a guy who usually lays a lot of runs, but I think with the Reds here, with Corbin on the mound, you can 1-8, 6.96 ERA and a whip of close to 2. I think it's 1.77 or so. So for me, I'm going to take the Reds, lay the extended run line, and then I'm going to take the Brewers. I think they've been shut out 2 games in a row, but they can still split the series. I like Lauer on the mound. He's been consistently good. This price isn't too bad. I'll take the Brewers on the money line.
Chris, Patrick Corbin versus that Reds bullpen. What's worse?
Patrick Corbin. I mean, because you look at his starts. The Nationals, the team 1-10 and have allowed 71 runs combined in those 11 starts. I like Cincinnati's team total over 5.5 here. And I'm going to go with the San Diego Padres. I like Eric Lauer, but the Brewers hitting just 175 against righties over their last 5 games. And we alluded to it, Mike Clevenger pitching fairly well. He started to really, look good in his second start. And I think he can continue that here. Looks a lot like the Cleveland Mike Clevenger that was pitching really well before he got traded. So give me the Padres and the plus money in that one.
For me, it's like I think you load up on the Yerfie there on the Reds Nationals, and I think that for me, it's like I think the Reds' first 5 might be the better bet. And just listening to you guys, originally I liked just the Reds, but now listening to you guys, I think that's the way. And I kind of talked myself into it after the way we've seen Bell. He loves to leave the reliever in and make. Is there ever been a manager that makes more wrong moves than this guy? I mean, it's like he's not afraid to make a move, but it's like he makes more wrong moves.
Joe Girardi.
Well, Girardi also has done a nice job with some other teams. I mean, he just had a bunch of overpaid crybaby losers, to work with.
Those are the White Sox. Anyway.
I don't know. We could compare payrolls of up and down with the White Sox and the Phillies.
1 hour, dude. 1 hour.
Yeah, we got time. I always got time for that.
Brian's like, this isn't the first time I wanted to compare size and then probably lost.
Yeah, you got me.
Anyway, so I like the Marlins against the Giants. I'm just not into Jakob Eunice. I just, not my thing. But the Giants as road favorites, actually a super favorable role for them. That's where they have thrived as road favorites. We move on. We've got the Royals taking on the Astros. This is this is the one that you're kind of like, why bother? You have the Rangers against the Mariners and the Rockies against the Braves. And I guess the Royals yesterday said, Chris, this is why they play the games. Anyways, what do you think of these 3?
Yeah, the Royals decide to come out of their slumber whenever they feel like it. But I think this is a day where you get back to basics, take the Astros -2.5. I don't think they come out flat today. I think Framber Valdez has a solid outing. Maybe this is me being more of an anti-Jonathan Heasley guy more than anything, but I think the Houston Astros win this one, 4-1, 5-2 kind of game, cover that -2.5 run line. So I'll take that. And I like the under 11 the over 11.5 between the Braves and Rockies. Charlie Morton struggled on the road this season, and while Ryan Feltner's pitched well, I think he could give up a couple before making way to that bullpen. But either way, I like the over 11.5 total in that game.
Brian?
Yeah, you don't have many segments back to back. I'm giving out -2.5. But I'll take the Astros, lay the 2.5 here with Valdez on the mound. He's been very solid, and the Astros off a rare loss, or Royals a rare win. I think the Astros bounce back here and win it by 3. I'll take the Rockies also at home. They let me came up short yesterday in extra innings, but I think Morton, who's given up a boatload of runs over his last 2 or 3 starts combined, I think the Rockies can get him here at home.
Al Ninos, is there little enough value on the -1 in that Astros game to entice you to go there? I mean,
No. You definitely have to go more than -1. Lay more than -1 if you want
-2? Could it be -2?
You could look at that. You could look at that if you like the Astros. But I think Astros have been trending to that under, but Jonathan, I think they might get over. It's just a lean there to the over in that one. I like the over, though, in that Rockies game. And the third one, sorry, Mitch, was? My schedule's all messed up. I have a completely different order today for some reason.
Mariners,
Rangers. I like the Rangers at home. I think Perez has been good this season. Kirby got off to a good start, but already getting hit pretty hard. So I think the Rangers get to him a little bit.
Rod?
I agree. Give me the over in the Houston and the Royals game. I think we definitely get enough runs to get us over the total in that one. Definitely see a whole pile of runs. I like the over Houston and the Royals. And give me the over in the Braves game, too. I think we see a whole pile of runs in that one as well. Morton hasn't been good. And Fleetner, whatever his name is, for the Rockies, he's not been good either. So I think we get a whole pile of runs in that one. So 2 overs for me. Give me the Houston, the Kansas City over, and the Braves over as well.
More runs.
And I like the under in Texas.
More runs in the Texas-Seattle game. More goals in the Rangers Lightning game. Which one do you like?
I like I'm gonna say that it's gonna be exactly the same.
All right, I like the goals. I like the goals.
Exactly the same.
I like the goals. I think it's 7-1 Lightning today. I'm going 7-1.
I think we see 5 goals on both.
All right.
5 runs, 5 goals.
4. So all right. Jovan?
How much is the draw? What are your odds on the draw there?
Oh, on the tie, those two? Oh, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I just figured it'd be fun.
Good odds on that.
Jovan?
Yeah, I actually like the under in this Astros-Royals game. If there's going to be runs scored, it's only going to come from Houston. You know, John Heasley, he hasn't pitched that bad. So I don't expect him to get completely blown out the frame. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that Framber Valdez, he's gonna pitch a gem against these guys. So, you know, I think it falls just short of that total 9.5. Take like the under.
Big Al.
Oh, it's I guess it's Framber Valdez or nothing for me, notwithstanding the high price. I mean, it's up to -235 in spots, probably more than I'd want to lay. But, you know, Houston still won its last 5 with Valdez on the mound. Kansas City, 12-30 as an underdog this season. They've lost all 4 of Heasley's starts this season. Houston was shut out in its last game, 6-0 yesterday. They're 10-5 off a shutout loss. You know, I guess hold my nose, lay the 235 with Houston.
Mills?
Yeah, talking about that Houston game, definitely. Framber Valdez, definitely, he's been going deep into the games. I think he went into the 7th inning out of all of his last 7 starts. On top of that, he only gave up 2 or more runs 2 times this year, and that was only 3 runs. So I definitely like Valdez right here. I'm looking at the Astros in this game. The team that they're facing, the Royals, I think they're 28th against left-handed pitchers, so it's not a good stat that you want to hear. Jovan, I like what you're going with that. I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying on that game. You know, I lean that way with you as well. On the next game, Rangers versus the Mariners, Martin Perez, the last 5 starts of his, he only gave up 3 runs. So I'll lean for the Rangers to get it done. -130 ain't a bad price tag. Mariners started off the season high. Thought that they were going to be able to win the division. The Mariners are who they are. Braves versus the Rockies, I got to say, I'm on an island, so you can call me an island boy. I'm going to take the under. Pretty much both of the last games went under. The only game that went over was the first one of the series. Charlie Old Man Moore, and he can still get it done. He got that Old Spice swag. So go ahead, and I'm going to take the under in that game.
George Kirby reminds me of Mark Pryor, He reminds me of like this young phenom that comes up and it's like doesn't always catch the best luck, and he's always up against a tough customer, and he can't afford to have that little blip. It doesn't make him not a good pitcher. It just means that, starting pitcher win-loss record is meaningless. But I think the problem is the same thing. It's that he's really good. He's going to be awesome. And, but he doesn't have the supporting cast, to afford to make the mistakes that you're going to make as a rookie. And I think that's his issues there. But we love Kirby, but doesn't mean we have to bet on him every single time he pitches. Framber Valdez, I like the way he gets into the lather out there. There's a guy that overcame the sticky stuff ban and managed to reinvent his game. He still sweats like no one's business. He's sweating right now. The game hasn't even started yet. I mean, this guy is just dripping sweat. It's amazing he can hold on to a baseball without the sticky stuff. Pitches in Houston generally where it's 4,000 degrees outside. So I don't see Heasley having many answers. I think the Astros and the Royals are almost exact opposites. 34-19, 17-34, 7-3 last 10, 3-7 last 10. Right? It's like just terrible. 17-16 on 20-13 on the road, 9-16 at home. I mean, these teams are just polar opposites, and we're going to see a score probably on the opposite end of the spectrum today. I also like Jose Altuve to hit a home run in that thing on the home run prop. Big Al, on one of the things I've been doing on my 7 free picks in just 5 minutes is I've been looking at some of the props, not necessarily the ones that hit 80 to 100% of the time, but I've been looking at some of the props that have been hitting 50% of the time or better. So in the 50 to 60% range, that we're seeing better payouts than coin flip. So like yesterday, Tays on in the hockey game, I don't even know what team he's on, to be honest with you, but he was hit 50% of the time that he has had an assist over his last 10 games. 50% of the time he's had an assist, and the prop was paying plus 140. So he had 2 assists yesterday, and the prop paid out. Today on my 7 free picks, there's 2 guys similar, but actually the payoffs are plus 260 and plus 300 on 60% hitters on assists. So if you play those 2, I mean, this is just betting strategy talk. If you play both, right, one's plus 265, the other one is plus 295. They both have been hitting at a 60% clip. If one hits, it pays for everything. If both hit, it's a great day. And it's like if both lose, well, you went down swinging on probably a good some solid value there. What do you think of this strategy, or do you think I got lucky?
No, I mean I think the strategy's fine. I've got no problem with the strategy. I'm not a prop guy, as you know.
No, I'm not either. I got it from the betting tools. I
Sure.
have no clue.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the strategy's fine. The only thing I'd probably be leery of is the small sample size with those. But yeah.
One of the guys, his name is Lafreniere. I don't even know what team he's on. But
Lafreniere.
Yeah, plus over to get an assist today. He's plus 290. He's had assists in 3 of the last 5 games. And the other one is Vetrano, who we've won on already on prop bets this year, plus 265, and he's hit 3 of the last 5. So if either of those guys get an assist today, both bets are covered. If they both hit, you hit almost 6-1 on your money. If you parlay them, well, then you're beast.
again, the only thing I would object to is the exceptionally small sample size of 3 out of 5 games.
But you can expand it out to 10 games and look at
No, but I mean, I'd want to be looking at, like 40 games, 100 games.
Well, you can look at the entire season. You could look at the entire season and you could see that, so like here's Paul, right? 66% of the time under 2.5 shots on goal. And here he is at minus 114. Panarin, over a half of assist, 54 out of 91 games, 59.34%. You're getting plus 105 on your money. So it's like not necessarily the ones that are hitting at 80, 90%, but the ones where you're hitting better than 50% and getting better than coin flip odds. So there, you can go all the way out. Here's 52 out of 90. Strome, 51.55. See, here's the one. Zib. I can't even say this name.
Zibanejad.
Yes.
Zibanejad.
Yes, Zibanejad. Over one to get an assist, 51.55%, 50 out of 97 games. He's been able to do it, plus 135. But I think when you look at the last 10 games and the last 5 games, now you're looking at playoff games. And that's the only reason I cut the sample size to there is because you're looking at playoff games. I don't know. I think I won yesterday, so I'm going to bet it again. I won yesterday, so surely I can win today. Anyways,
I love that philosophy.
Anyways, I'm playing with house money, even though it's in my pocket. I love that one. I love that. I love that when you're at the blackjack table. When I'm playing with house money, I'm like, well, actually, when the money's on this side of the table, it's actually your money at that point. Yeah. When it's on that side, it's house money. Once it goes to this side, it is your money. Anyways, Rich Hill's pitching today. He still has a career. Frankie Montas is up against him. The last man standing for the Oakland A's. You've got Julio Urias and the Dodgers taking on Trevor Williams. The Mets woodshedding the Dodgers last night at the price. I mean, you lose to David Peterson and get swept by the Pirates. You got some issues. Justin Steele, the man of steel, on the mound here for the Cubs against Adam Wainwright, who has pitched more games in Wrigley Field than I would say 95% of the Cubs pitchers. I think that Hendricks might be the only guy on that pitching staff who has more appearances at Wrigley than Wainwright, if he even does. Chris, what do you think of these three?
I think it may have been a new low for the Dodgers against Peterson, but I think it could even get worse. Williams may not get the decision, but I expect the Mets to get a win behind a Trevor Williams-led pitching staff here. And Urias just hasn't been able to really pick up the wins, no matter how well he's pitched. The Dodgers have lost 4 of his last 5 starts, and I'm not laying minus 190 with that. So I'll take the New York Mets. And I'm gonna lean towards the Cardinals. I'm just not a Justin Steele fan. I'll probably go with the over as well. I think the runs coming in bunches here. They come in bunches for the majority of this series. So I look at the over 8.5 in that Cardinals-Cubs matchup.
Ryan?
Yeah, for me, it's another day in a row fading the Dodgers on the run line here. I can't resist the New York Mets. I know Trevor Williams is probably only going to go 5 innings here, but I think the game's won late with the Mets getting to the Dodgers bullpen. I think with the 1.5 at a decent juice price, I'll take a chance for the Mets. And then Cardinals-Cubs. I don't know if I'm a Cardinals hater or Cubs lover, but I'll take the Cubs today. They've been fighting the Cardinals pretty hard, and if they win this game, they'll take the series 3-2. Justin Steele's not the guy I usually want to back against Wainwright, but I think they get some Sunday night ESPN magic here. Take the Cubs.
El Niños. It's muted.
I like the over in the Red Sox A's game. Actually, I've stayed away from the Dodgers for much of this series, but I think they win this one. I think they got the huge pitching edge here, and I'll take a -1 and slight lean to the over in the Cardinals Cubs game, but not in love with that one.
Rod?
And for me, I'm going to take the Mets here. I think they got another nice win over these Dodgers. You look at the Urias, he's been ass all right. He's 0-4 after giving up 5 runs in his previous start. And the Dodgers are 0-4 following a loss when he starts. So I think the Mets get another win here, even with Williams on the mound. I think we get the over again. I think we see a whole pile of runs in that one, and the Mets get the win. As still following the same angle as a road dog off of a win, hitting at 60% in the next game. So give me the Mets over the Dodgers in that one, and I got to take the Cardinals here over the Cubs. It's just Wainwright's the better team. 5-0 are these Cardinals versus a starter with a WHIP higher than 1.3. So give me the Cardinals there in the Sunday night game.
What do you think of some of these hockey props that I was rattling off there with these things? Because it's just, do you think it's more relevant to go the full season, or do you think just the last 10 games, like the playoffs, the guys? Because you're not seeing the same guys play, right, as much in the playoffs.
I like the short sample size in the playoffs because we've seen it where we have some guys who play way better in the playoffs than what they do in the regular season. Some guys just come out to shine, and at a plus point 2.9 just to get an assist. All he's got to do is get an assist. He doesn't even have to score a goal. He just has to pass him the puck, and you get a nice plus 290. That's worth it. Too much value there to not take a shot, especially at a 60%. It's hitting the 60% clip there. I've seen it, so you turned me on to it. I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna probably give that one a go myself.
I might have to bet it again.
Right,
Joe Baum, what do you got in these three?
Yeah, I think the Red Sox get it done and finally get the 500. They're sitting at 26 and 27 right now. Rich Hill in his 4 or 5 starts against the Oakland Athletics has pitched well in every one of those starts. So I think that continues in this one. Frankie Montas, yeah, he's basically the ace, has pitched well. But I do expect this one to be a tight game and for the Oakland Athletics bullpen to give this one up like they usually do. And I'll take the under with that. So Boston and the under.
Big Al.
Well, I think Julio Urias is the poster boy for why we shouldn't give a shit about won-loss records. Last year he was 20-3, had a great year, but he's actually pitching better this year. And the Dodgers aren't hitting for him. Last year, I think he led the league, or at least top 3 in run support. This year, Dodgers in his last 5 losses, the Dodgers are averaging 1.6 runs per game. So it's not his fault. It's the fact that when he's pitched, the Dodgers haven't scored runs. His ERA is still better than it was last year when he went 20-3. I look at the Boston-Oakland game here. The Red Sox have won 3 straight. Obviously, Oakland ice cold. Red Sox last 3 games, they scored 7 or more runs in each of those 3 games. But when you take a look at what Boston does after scoring 7 or more runs 3 games in a row, 62 and 69. But on the money line, minus 32.9 net games. I would look at Oakland here with Montas. If you don't get the money with Oakland today, then I think it also sets up well to go against Boston. The next 2 games are going to be going up against Syndergaard and Reed Detmers of Anaheim. So I think Boston is due to lose, if not today, then definitely one of the first 2 games against the ice-cold Angels.
Everyone watching out there, these guys are working it, so smash that like button. This is the biggest show we've ever had as far as number of cappers on the screen at the same time. I think we've had more in the old style, but I like this round table style. No, not everybody likes it, but I do. So anyways, Bills.
Yeah, man, that Red Sox and Athletes game, you got to look at it like this. Red Sox on a 3-game winning streak. A's, man, on a 5-game losing streak. I look for the trends to keep on going in there, but I'm going to be looking at it different. I'm taking the first 5 under. Rich Hill, Frankie Montas. Definitely, Frankie Montas can get the job done, especially with his strikeout prop. So I'm going to be looking at the under in that game. Kind of like how Big Al said, if you're going to take the A's, this would probably be the game to take them, with their best pitcher on the mound. Going on to that Mets and Dodgers game, I remember Julio Urias struggled in day games out here in L.A. Doesn't have really a good record like that. So, and he never really goes deep, doesn't go past the 7th inning, still kind of a little bit fragile like that. Hopefully they get Dustin May back sometime. So I'm going to be looking at the over in that game as well. And then in that Cardinals versus Cubs game, I'm going to just go with the better pitcher. I got to go with Wainwright in that one.
All right. For me, I'd like to bet that Oakland's going to Vegas. I would like to know what the odds are on that. I would say it's pretty much, I don't believe in stone cold locks except for that one. I just don't see it. It's like, we're going to build you a stadium, but we're not actually going to build it. It doesn't matter if they do build the stadium or don't build the stadium. This is probably going to be one of those weird things where, like, the A's moved to Vegas. They changed their name to the Aces or the Gamblers or the something like that. Then in a couple of years, we get the Oakland A's back with the same colors and the same thing like the Cleveland Browns. It's like, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things where it's like, the A's don't want to be in Oakland, and Oakland doesn't want the A's, and this is part of the reason. It's not 100% of the reason, but it's part of the reason why you're 7-23 at home this season, is that you're playing in a place you don't even want to be, and it doesn't feel like it's home. And Frankie Montas is the last man standing there. Rich Hill. When he pitched really well was that game against Ohtani at Fenway. But since then, we haven't really seen his good stuff. Trevor Williams is a pinata. He is batting practice. I love the over in that Dodgers-Mets game. And Adam Wainwright against Justin Steele. Justin Steele, I believe, had a good one last time out, so he's due to get absolutely bludgeoned here. This is probably one of those boring Sunday night baseball games up against the NBA matchup. Speaking of which, we go to the NBA. It is game 2 in Golden State. The Warriors hosting the Boston Celtics. We've seen the Celtics melt down in the fourth quarter and the Warriors be a really good fourth quarter team. It was the exact opposite in game 1. Chris?
Yeah, this was a game that like I said, that fourth quarter was sort of mind-blowing to me. But, I think we're going to regress back to a little bit more defensive style here. I do like the under in this one. I think it's first to 105 wins, and I think it's going to be very physical. Maybe see like a 107, 108, 104 kind of game. But I found a same-game parlay. I like the full game under, but I like both team totals over 99.5. That's plus 280 if you can get your hands on it. So something I really like for this game.
Brian?
Yeah, I got beat up taking the under in game 1, but I'm going to be right back on in game 2. I think Golden State, after that fourth quarter and giving up around 120 to the Boston Celtics, I think you're going to see a top-notch defensive effort from one of the best defensive teams in the league. In Boston, we know they know how to play D. So I really be surprised if anybody gets over 100 here. I'm going to take the under 215.5.
El Niños.
Yeah, I think we saw a great game 1, and I think Celtics, you can't say that they got no shot. Obviously a live dog here after winning game 1, and I mean even before that they're always a live dog in this series. They're just a 4-point dog. So I think there is some value on the Celtics, but I think the Warriors have to make their comeback here and split this series at home before heading to Boston. Otherwise they're in big trouble. So I'll lean on the Warriors minus the points.
Rod.
And for me, I'm gonna agree. Give me the under. I think we got a defensive battle on our hands in this one. More scoring in game 1, but I think the Boston defense steps it up even more. And you look teams off of 2 days. Both these teams off of 2 days rest. Celtics 5-1 off of 2 days rest to the under, and the Warriors. You look, they are 10-2 to the under in their last dozen versus the good teams. And they're also 7-1 to the under the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Both teams know how to play defense. I like the under here. Even off 2 days rest, both teams are good to the under. So defensive battle, we've got like the first to 100 type team. Give me the under 215.5 in this one.
Jovan.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at a couple quarter plays, and for the first quarter, I think that the Golden State Warriors, they come out, guns blazing, and have I would say a substantial lead, ending the first quarter. A substantial lead to me would be 6 points, something like that. So I would take the Golden State Warriors in the first quarter. Then in the third quarter, I'll look at the total, and I think that coming out, what you'll see is, because what usually happens is an uptick in points, especially in these playoffs with these two teams. But I think what will happen in the third quarter is that these teams will start off playing kind of methodical in at least the first 3 minutes of the game, and that's gonna contribute to this this total, which is 54.5, to stay under. So that's the under in the third quarter.
I like all the under props on Al Horford today for offensive numbers. What do you think of that?
Oh, Al Horford?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it on the strength of, he did have a hell of a game. And what you see with Al Horford is when he has one of those hell of a games like he did in the Milwaukee series, then the next game it's usually a downer.
Yeah, that's what exactly what I'm thinking. A
substantial downer at that. So you might be looking at him to, have like 4, 5, 6 points.
Yeah, I think, all the under stats for Al Horford today. Big Al.
Maybe not rebounds though.
I could leave that one off the table, but I like the under 1.5 3-pointers for sure.
Yeah, I didn't think of it, but I think that's a great thought to take all the under stats on Horford. I've got pit dog premiums plays on the total and the side, but one of the things I've noticed, this is the strangest scheduled NBA Finals series. Have you noticed that for the first time ever? Usually they do kind of like a Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, and it just goes on those days. But this year, whenever they travel between cities, every game is going to have 2 days off, such that between game 4 and game 5, they're even going to skip the weekend. So they're going to play game 4 on a Friday and then play game 5 on a Monday and not even play Saturday and Sunday, which the NBA has never done. They've always had games on the weekends, in these playoff series. So I think that kind of, from a fan standpoint, I just don't like it. I think there's just too many days between games, to have 2 days off.
There's a lot of days between
every game. It's like, you can't even get into a series. It seems like game 1 was forever ago, and now they're going to play game 2 tonight. So I don't understand it at all. And then they're going to play game 3 on Wednesday. I mean, I don't understand what the hell they're doing.
All right, Mills.
Yeah, in this game right here, I lean the Warriors. Trifecta spot in this one. What I mean by that, first quarter get the win, winning by halftime and win the full game. One thing you got to look at in here, a lot of people are talking about the score. Warriors had the worst fourth quarter of the season, and the game still went way over. That's something, I actually keep in mind right there with that play. Another thing is this, the Warriors are 31-10 at home. So I definitely look for them to get the crowd behind them in this game. Player props that I like to get you on top, Andrew Wiggins over 16.5 points. You get that at -125 or wherever you can get at. Shop around for the best line. He's been hitting that prop pretty much 6 times of his last times playing. He only didn't score 16 points one time in the last series, and that game he had 11 points. Another prop that I like is Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists. So those are 2 player props that I'm looking at, and I'm looking for the Warriors to just come out and pretty much get the better hand of the Boston Celtics right here and win the first quarter, win the first half, win the full game.
I also like the Looney over 8.5 rebounds on the player props. I just think that they're going to have to be super aggressive on the boards, and I think looking for the Warriors and some of these rebound props might be a good place to start, because that's where these games are won and lost. These teams are, there's no scrub teams and scrub players left anymore at this point. This is the finals of the NBA, and we all know that. I believe the NBA roster is the hardest roster to crack of any professional sport. That's a team sport, just so limited the number of players, and then you look at the college level and Europe and all that other stuff, and look how many players there are out there. There's a zillion, so it's super tough to crack. And I think, the guys that will do the dirty work are generally, there's a premium on those guys in the NBA where it's recognized, where it might not be as recognized at the college level. A guy who's, an eraser on the boards. But I think that Looney has a big one here for them on the boards, and, whether they win or lose. I think, and I like the Celtics first half. I gave this one out on the premium show, but I'll give it out again. I don't care. The Celtics have come out hard and fast in every game in the playoffs, so no reason for them not to probably do the same here. Anyways, we go to our parlay section of the show. Chris, why don't you tell everyone a 12-team lock parlay?
The only locks you can find are at your local hardware store today. I'm going to go with the San Diego Padres on the money line, the Cincinnati Reds team total over, and the New York Mets plus 1.5.
Brian.
See if I can nail this parlay again. I'm going to take Pittsburgh Pirates money line, Chicago Cubbies on the money line, and the under in Celtics Warriors.
Alinas.
Guardians, Giants, Rangers.
Rod.
Henry, we're going to go with that angle I've been talking about in baseball all day today. Take the road underdog off of a win. I got 3 of them. We're going to take the White Sox on the money line. We're going to take the Padres on the money line, and we're going to take the Mets on the money line. We're going to parlay those 3 up.
Jovan.
Phillies, Astros, Royals under, Red Sox, and if you want to stretch it out, Red Sox, A's under. So 4-teamer.
Big Al.
I usually don't do parlays, as you know. I'll make an exception today. I'll do a 4-teamer with San Francisco Giants, Milwaukee Brewers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Tampa Bay Rays.
Why stop at 4? Anyways, Mills.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 3-team parlay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Yankees money line, Atlanta Braves money line, Tampa Bay Lightning money line plus 260.
I like the over in the Reds Nationals game. I like the over in the Rays White Sox game. I like the over in the Marlins Giants game, and the under in the Brewers Padres game. 4-teamer for me as well. Thanks everyone for joining us. Biggest and best show ever. I loved it. It was fun having everybody here, seeing everyone. Good crowd out there. Remember, smash that like button and check out our best bets over at our premium area. I know everybody's locked and loaded. It is a great day. It's one of the last few days that we'll have with NBA, NHL, and baseball at the same time until next year. So be sure to grab it.